If you truly want to change your life, the very first step is not action, not hard work, not talent. It is purpose. Purpose is the foundation upon which every great achievement is built. Without it, no amount of effort will lead you to where you want to go. With it, even the smallest step can become a giant leap toward greatness. Look around you. Every invention that reshaped humanity, every empire that rose from the dust, every individual who carved their name into history, they all started with one thing clear, definite purpose. It is the difference between a ship sailing with a destination and one drifting aimlessly on open waters. A ship with no port in mind is at the mercy of the winds, but a ship that knows its destination adjusts its sails, navigates storms, and eventually arrives. Your mind works the same way. Until you decide what you truly want, you will drift through life, reacting to circumstances instead of creating them. Most people fail not because they lack intelligence or opportunity, but because they never decide what they truly want. They wish vaguely. They say things like, "I want to be successful," or "I want to be happy." But what does success mean? What kind of happiness are you seeking? Vague desires produce vague results. A definite purpose is clear, specific, and unwavering. It is not a passing wish, it is a decision. To find your definite purpose, you must dare to look deep within yourself and ask powerful questions. What do I truly desire in life? What impact do I want to have? What am I willing to dedicate myself to, even when it's hard? Do not rush this process. Purpose is not something you pick from a shelf. It's something you uncover from within. Once you define it, write it down. Describe it in vivid detail. The more specific you are, the more power it holds. I want to be wealthy is a wish. If I will build a business that serves 1 million people and generates financial freedom for my family is a purpose. One is a hope. The other is a command to your subconscious mind. When your purpose is definite, something extraordinary happens. Your thoughts begin to align. Your decisions become sharper. Opportunities that once went unnoticed suddenly stand out. Your purpose acts like a magnet, pulling the right people, ideas, and circumstances toward you. It gives your mind a filter. Anything that moves you closer to your purpose is embraced, and anything that doesn't is ignored. But purpose is not just about clarity. It's about power. When your purpose is clear, it fuels you in ways nothing else can. Obstacles that once defeated you become stepping stones. Rejections that once discouraged you become lessons. Purpose transforms your relationship with failure. Instead of seeing it as a dead end, you see it as part of the path. Why? Because your eyes are fixed on something bigger than the obstacle in front of you. Understand this. Your purpose must become a part of you. Think of it daily. Speak it aloud. Write it on paper and place it where you see it every morning. Let it shape your identity. When you wake up each day with a definite purpose in your heart, you stop existing and start living intentionally. The truth is, you are not meant to drift through life without direction. You are meant to build, to create, to grow. And all of that begins with purpose. Once you have it, your mind becomes a powerful tool rather than a chaotic storm. It will organize your thoughts, shape your habits, and draw you step by step toward the life you were meant to live. Remember, a definite purpose is not just the first step toward success. It is the force that keeps you moving until success is inevitable. So decide today. What do you truly want? Commit to it completely. Write it, speak it, live it, and you will awaken the power within you to transform your life beyond recognition. Your mind is the most powerful force you possess. It is the engine of every decision, the birthplace of every dream, and the architect of every success. Yet, most people treat it carelessly. They allow anything and everything to enter. Negativity, fear, doubt, gossip, and then wonder why their lives are filled with confusion, hesitation, and defeat. If you want to rise to greatness, you must learn one essential truth. You are the gatekeeper of your mind. What you allow in will shape everything that comes out. Think of your mind as fertile soil. Whatever seeds you plant, whether weeds or flowers, will grow. If you constantly expose yourself to discouraging voices, destructive thoughts, and toxic influences, you will grow a garden of fear and limitation. But if you plant ideas of courage, abundance, and possibility, your life will reflect those thoughts. It is an unbreakable law. The quality of your life will never exceed the quality of the thoughts you consistently entertain. The problem is, many people are not guarding their minds at all. They consume endless streams of negativity from news and social media. They listen to people who have given up on their dreams. They let fear-driven opinions shape their beliefs about what is possible. And with every repeated exposure, those external influences carve deep grooves into the mind, grooves that become limiting beliefs and self-sabotaging habits. Guarding the gateway of your mind means taking full responsibility for what enters. It means becoming conscious of the conversations you engage in, the media you consume, and the people you allow to influence you. Not everything deserves a place in your mental space. You must become selective. Just as you would not let a thief walk into your home and steal your most valuable possessions, do not let poisonous thoughts walk into your mind and steal your potential. Start by examining your environment. Who are the people you spend the most time with? Do they encourage growth, or do they pull you down with negativity and doubt? Surround yourself with those who challenge you to rise, who believe in possibility, and who reflect the values you want to live by. Remember, your environment is shaping you even when you are not aware of it. Next, become intentional about what you feed your mind. Choose books, videos, and conversations that strengthen your belief in yourself and your vision. Feed your mind the knowledge that builds your confidence and expands your perspective. The mind, like the body, becomes what it is fed. Starve it with junk, and it weakens. Nourish it with wisdom, and it grows powerful. Guarding your mind also means guarding your self-talk. The most dangerous enemy is not outside. It is the voice inside that whispers. You can't. Challenge that voice. Replace it with thoughts that serve you. I can. I will. I must. Your inner dialogue sets the tone for your actions, and your actions shape your destiny. If you allow negative self-talk to roam freely, it will sabotage you before the world ever gets a chance to. Understand this. Guarding your mind is not about denial. It is about discipline. It is about refusing to give space to anything that does not align with your purpose and potential. It is not about pretending problems do not exist, but about choosing to focus on solutions rather than obstacles. The more fiercely you guard the gateway of your mind, the stronger it becomes. With time, negativity loses its power over you. Fear stops dictating your decisions. Doubt no longer holds you hostage. And in its place grows confidence, clarity, and resilience, the very qualities that lead to extraordinary success. So guard your mind as if your future depends on it, because it does. Stand watch at the gates of your thoughts. Choose carefully what you allow to enter. And remember, the mind you protect today will become the life you live tomorrow. If purpose is the starting point of transformation, and guarding your mind is the shield, then focused thinking is the sword, the sharp edge that cuts through distraction and turns ideas into reality. Most people never achieve what they're capable of, not because they lack potential, but because their thoughts are scattered. They chase 10 things at once, give partial attention to all of them, and wonder why nothing extraordinary ever happens. The truth is simple power is born when your thoughts are focused. Think of the sun. Its light warms the earth, but scattered across space, it cannot ignite a piece of paper. Concentrate that same light through a magnifying glass, and it becomes fire. Your mind works exactly the same way. Scattered thoughts are weak. Focused thoughts are unstoppable. The first step to mastering focused thinking is to eliminate mental clutter. Most people live in a constant storm of distraction, endless notifications, random worries, unfinished tasks, and 1,000 tiny decisions that drain their mental energy. Your mind cannot focus deeply when it is constantly reacting. You must learn to create mental space. Begin your day by clarifying your priorities. Ask yourself, what is the single most important thing I must accomplish today? Then center your attention on that. Treat distractions as enemies of your future, because that is exactly what they are. Focused thinking also requires discipline, the discipline to say no. Every time you say yes to something unimportant, you say nah to something essential. Great achievers are ruthless about where they direct their attention. They understand that they cannot do everything, but they can do the right things with excellence. Decide what truly matters to your purpose and pour your energy there. Everything else is noise. Once you've chosen your focus, immerse yourself completely. Don't just think about your goal. Think into it. Study it. Visualize it. Break it into smaller parts and examine every detail. Your goal should become so clear in your mind that it feels inevitable. This depth of thought is rare, but it is the birthplace of innovation and breakthrough. Ordinary thinking skims the surface. Focused thinking dives deep. Another key to mastering focus is single tasking. Modern culture glorifies multitasking, but in truth, it is the enemy of mastery. The mind is most powerful when it is fully engaged with one thing at a time. When you write, write. When you study, study. When you work on your dream, give it your undivided attention. Even short periods of intense focus can achieve more than hours of scattered effort. Focused thinking also thrives on consistency. It is not a skill you develop overnight. It is a muscle you build through daily practice. Train your mind by dedicating time each day to deep, uninterrupted thought. Start small, perhaps 30 minutes focused entirely on one problem or idea. Over time, your mental stamina will grow, and your ability to concentrate will expand far beyond what you once thought possible. And here's a powerful truth: focused thinking multiplies time. Because when your thoughts are concentrated, your actions become efficient. You make fewer mistakes. You waste less energy. You move steadily forward instead of drifting sideways. Focus turns ordinary effort into extraordinary results. But perhaps the most important benefit of focused thinking is the confidence it builds. Each time you direct your mind toward one clear purpose and see progress, you reinforce the belief that you are capable of shaping your future. That belief becomes fuel, and that fuel drives you toward even greater achievement. So guard your focus as fiercely as you guard your time. Protect it from distraction. Nurture it with discipline. Practice it until it becomes second nature. Because when your thoughts become focused, they become powerful. And when your mind is powerful, nothing can stand between you and the life you were born to create. Remember this: the difference between those who dream and those who achieve is not talent, luck, or opportunity. It is focus. Master the art of focused thinking, and you will master the art of success itself. A thought, no matter how brilliant, is worthless until it is acted upon. The world is full of dreamers, people with grand ideas, detailed plans, and endless potential. Yet only a few ever rise to greatness. The difference between them is simply some stop at thinking, while others take action. Action is the bridge between the invisible and the visible, between intention and reality, between who you are and who you are meant to become. You must understand this truth: ideas alone do not change your life. Execution does. You can spend years imagining a better future, planning every detail, and preparing for the perfect moment. But until you move, nothing changes. Thinking correctly is powerful, but thinking alone cannot build a business, write a book, strengthen a body, or transform a destiny. At some point, thought must evolve into motion. Many people fail at this stage because they are trapped by fear. They fear failure, judgment, rejection, or uncertainty. They want every step to be safe, every condition perfect before they act. But the perfect time will never come. Waiting for certainty is the surest path to regret. The truth is, action itself creates clarity. You do not need to see the whole staircase. You only need to take the first step. Once you move, the next step reveals itself. Action has another power. It turns abstract thoughts into physical reality. A plan written on paper is just ink until you act. A dream in your mind is just a fantasy until you breathe life into it through consistent effort. The moment you take action, even a small one, you shift from wishing to creating. That shift transforms who you are. You stop being a spectator of your life and become its architect. To master the art of turning thought into action, start with decisiveness. Indecision is the graveyard of dreams. Every time you delay action, your mind weakens its belief in your vision. Decide quickly and act immediately, even if the step is small. Great achievements are not built in a day. They are built by daily steps taken without hesitation. The next principle is momentum. Action fuels more action. The hardest part of any journey is starting, but once you take the first step, the second becomes easier and the third easier still. Momentum is a force that works in your favor, but it only appears after movement begins. So act, even imperfectly, and let momentum carry you forward. Understand that mistakes are not your enemy. They are your greatest teachers. Every action, even those that fail, provides feedback. That feedback refines your strategy, strengthens your resilience, and brings you closer to success. Those who fear failure never act, and those who never act never grow. But those who act boldly learn, adapt, and ultimately achieve. It is also essential to create a system of consistent daily action. Success is rarely the result of one giant leap. It is the accumulation of small, deliberate steps taken every day. Dedicate time daily to activities that align with your purpose. Even if progress seems slow, do not stop. Dripping water may seem weak, but given time, it carves stone. Consistent action, no matter how small, reshapes your destiny. Finally, remember that action strengthens belief. Every time you act on your thoughts, you reinforce your conviction that your dreams are possible. Belief fuels action, and action deepens belief. Together, they create unstoppable momentum. The more you do, the more you trust yourself. And the more you trust yourself, the more courageous your actions become. So stop waiting for permission, stop overthinking, and stop doubting. Move. Take the first step today, however small, toward the life you want. Each action you take is a message to the universe that you are serious about your purpose. Each step builds the bridge between your current reality and the future you envision. Your thoughts are the blueprint, but action is the construction. Without it, your dream remains a castle in the clouds. With it, you lay brick upon brick until that castle stands firmly on the ground. So rise and act, boldly, decisively, and persistently. For when thought transforms into action, destiny itself begins to bend in your favor. The final and most powerful step in mastering your mind is this: persist until your thoughts harden into unshakable belief. You can have a clear purpose, guard your mind, focus deeply, and even take bold action. But if you quit when the path gets difficult, all of it will crumble. Persistence is the invisible force that turns fleeting thoughts into lasting reality. It is the bridge between intention and destiny. Every great achievement in history is a monument to persistence. Success is never a straight path. It is a winding road filled with setbacks, detours, and obstacles. Most people abandon their dreams not because they are impossible, but because they stop too soon. They give up in the face of temporary defeat, mistaking it for permanent failure. But those who persist, those who keep going when others stop, are the ones who turn thought into belief and belief into achievement. Why is persistence so powerful? Because repetition transforms thought into conviction. A single thought may inspire you for a moment, but it fades quickly if not nurtured. Persistent action and relentless focus reinforce that thought until it becomes part of your identity. What you repeat, you believe, and what you believe, you become. Think about it. Every belief you hold today about what you can or cannot do was formed through repetition. Perhaps someone told you you were not good enough, and you heard it so often that you accepted it as truth. But just as limiting beliefs are built by repetition, empowering beliefs can be built the same way. Each time you act in alignment with your purpose, each time you push forward despite fear or failure, you carve new grooves into your mind. Eventually, doubt is replaced by certainty, hesitation by confidence, and hope by unshakable belief. Persistence is not about brute force. It is about unwavering commitment. It is the refusal to surrender even when progress seems invisible. It is choosing to rise every time you fall, to learn from every setback, and to use failure as fuel. Temporary defeat is not a sign to quit. It is a test of how badly you want what you say you want. And only those who persist pass that test. Understand this: The universe does not hand over its rewards easily. It asks you to prove your desire through persistence. It asks you, will you still pursue your dream when the world says it's impossible? Will you still move forward when no one believes in you yet? Will you keep going even when results are nowhere in sight? Your answer must be yes. Not once, not twice, but every single day. Persistence also builds resilience. Every obstacle you overcome strengthens your character. Every challenge you face teaches you something essential. And with each victory, no matter how small, your belief grows deeper and your purpose becomes stronger. Eventually, what once seemed impossible becomes inevitable, not because the world changed, but because you did. To cultivate persistence, tie it to your purpose. Remind yourself daily why you started and what is at stake if you quit. Surround yourself with stories of those who refuse to give up. Celebrate small wins along the way. They are proof that your persistence is working. And above all, make a promise to yourself that you will keep going no matter how long it takes. Remember, belief is not something you are born with. It is something you build. And persistence is the builder's tool. The more you persist, the more your mind begins to accept your vision as truth. What was once a dream becomes a plan. What was once a possibility becomes a certainty. And once your belief reaches that level, no force on earth can stop you. So persist. Persist when it's hard. Persist when you're tired. Persist when the world doubts you. Because the day will come when the belief you built through persistence will carry you beyond every obstacle and straight into the life you once only imagined. My friend, everything you desire, every dream, every achievement, every transformation begins not with luck, not with circumstance, but with the way you think. Your thoughts are the roots from which your destiny grows. Master them, and there is nothing you cannot accomplish. Neglect them, and even the greatest opportunities will slip through your fingers. We have walked through 5 timeless principles that shape correct thinking. It begins with a definite purpose, a clear and unwavering vision that gives your mind direction. It requires you to guard the gateway of your mind, protecting your inner world from negativity and limitation. It demands that you focus deeply, channeling your mental power into what truly matters. It insists that you transform thought into action, because only action brings dreams to life. And finally, it calls you to persist until thinking becomes belief, for belief is the foundation of all achievement. When you live by these principles, something extraordinary happens. You stop being a victim of circumstances and become the creator of your destiny. You stop drifting through life and start moving toward your purpose with power and intention. You stop doubting your potential and start proving it every single day. So today, I challenge you to take control of your mind. No one else can do it for you. The world will try to shape your thoughts. Resist it. Fear will try to limit your thinking. Rise above it. Doubt will whisper that you are not enough. Silence it with action and persistence. Decide now that you will think with purpose. Protect your mind like treasure. Focus your thoughts like a laser. Act boldly on what you believe. And never, ever stop until your thoughts transform into unshakable belief. And that belief transforms into the life you were born to live. Your thoughts are your power. Your mind is your kingdom. Master them, and you will master everything